Okay, listen. You and I, we gotta talk, okay? You've been doing some strats that are old, very old. You've been watching some walrus tutorials, which are great tutorials in their own right, but they got some old content in them, okay? You've been getting your strats from Philo's 2018 any percent world record, alright? Great run, but it's old. We gotta update that stuff, alright? We gotta purge the low-hanging fruit of old strats from our collective Medj vocabulary. Alright? That's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk about, very briefly, some old strats that we don't need to do anymore and give some alternatives. Okay? I'm not gonna do tutorials for most any of these, but I'm just gonna point out some things that we could be doing differently as a community. This game's old as a tree that's really old. And naturally, there's going to be a lot of strats. You know, this game probably has the most strats out of any game ever, too. So, it kind of comes with the territory that we're going to get some old stuff, outdated stuff. But let's update it, alright? First strat. Prologue chain. Nothing really wrong with doing prologue chain the normal way, but just want to point out that the W release method is the probably preferred method, and if we as a community had been doing the W release from day one PC like 2009, I think we'd all probably be better at it. But yeah, I would recommend if you're learning prologue chain, I would learn the W release method. There's a tutorial for it on my channel. I'm not even gonna link it. You can find it. You're resourceful. You can figure it out. Second strat. Single kick glitch in Prologue. Unless you are a new player who is learning how to do kick glitches for the first time, you should not be doing this strat, because it is slow. Depending on how you execute it, that was really bad, but if you don't get the ledge grab, and you like stagger up onto the edge, it's as fast as doing the glitchless route. If you do get the ledge grab, it's slower than the glitchless route, so why are you doing it? I don't get it. Okay? If you're doing double kick glitch, sure, that's fine. You save 1 second. If you're doing single kick glitch, again, unless you're a new player learning how to do kick glitches, then you're gonna, at best, be equal to a simpler route, and at worst, lose time. Chapter 2. This one's pretty straightforward. There are 2 out of bounds in 2B. There's one on the left, and there is one on the right. Well, stage right, I guess. I don't know. There's one here, and there's one here. Do the one that's right here. It's faster, and in my opinion, it's easier. So, yeah. Why not? Again, there's a tutorial out there. Somewhere. My channel. I don't know. This one should come as no surprise. 2C. You should be doing right side storm drains unless you are doing swing fling. The left side storm drain's non-swing fling variation is outdated, and by that I mean this hidden springboard is outdated. Okay. It is like 4 seconds, 8 seconds, I don't even know. I have no idea how much time you save by going on the right side. But you can take the right side slow, and then as you improve at the game, you can gradually add small little improvements to it and speed it up. But even if you go slow, this method is like faster. I don't know, maybe you have to go a little faster than that, but point is, right side is faster. Unless you're doing swing fling, then you save like 3 seconds or something. Another one, I think this one is maybe less known, but there are a number of routes that you can take in this waterfall section. There's waterfall climb, which even in that one strat, there's a number of variations to it. There's also this thing. Don't know if it really has a name, but you climb up twice, and it's slower than waterfall climb. But also what you can do is hit the valve and just go through the water like that and climb up and then climb the ladder and whatever. This strat is 1 second slower than doing the double climb. And the only reason you'd be doing the double climb is if you haven't learned waterfall climb yet. That means you're still in the process of learning strats. So if you're still learning strats, don't learn this strat, which is harder and like gives a lot of people, newer players especially, trouble. Just learn this. Just go through the water and climb up these pipes. You'll lose 1 second. You're going to lose a lot more time by doing this double climb and failing 15 times in a row, okay? It's definitely an anachronism, something we don't really need to be doing. I mean, learn it if you want to learn it, if you want to like learn how to control your momentum and get the timing down for like standing on a small platform for a short amount of time, you know, whatever. But if you're trying to like be efficient and improve your time as quickly as possible, just learn the waterfall climb or the through the waterfall skip. I don't know. We don't have a name for that route, but chapter 6A has some cool stuff. This newer method that people are doing is pretty cool of getting out of bounds here. It's like this auto glide thing. The way this works is you jump up these stairs, and you don't want to be pressed up to the left right away. You want to be like just a little bit to the right, and then look slightly to the left here, so that way your character gradually comes toward the left as it moves along the platform, and by the time you're at the end, you'll be like pressed up against the wall. If you're pressed up against the wall the whole time, you'll lose too much speed. But the nice thing about this method is you can do a glide, and you don't even need to release W or anything. You just jump. And that's it. It's pretty awesome. Here, there are a bunch of things that people do. Most notably, people do like this kick glitch, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with this. But a much easier method of doing this, without having to learn how long this wall is, or anything like that, is to simply look to the right as soon as you fall off the platform and sidestep left. It's a pretty easy way of doing it. If you don't know what I'm talking about the platform here, there's this upper platform and this lower platform. You're going to fall off this platform onto the lower one, and as soon as you get into the air and start falling, you're just going to look like 45 degrees left, and you're just going to spam jump and sidestep left, so you sidestep immediately. I think you can also like just look left and like maybe jump or something. I don't know. This is a very guaranteed way of doing it though, so I would recommend doing it this method. I think you can also like wall run and like jump or something. I don't know. Yeah, just do this. Did I miss it? Okay, that's kind of embarrassing. Pretend that I didn't miss that. Yeah, like that. Like that, okay? Anyways, it works 100% of the time. Literally impossible to fail it. Okay, chapter 7. This is a really minor optimization, but you might as well do it because it's not any easier or harder than what people normally do. Normally what people do when they get to Celeste, they crouch punch, 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 crouch punch, punch. There's no need to insert that first crouch. Crouching doesn't do anything for you. You can just do punch, punch, crouch punch, punch, punch. I think the reason people crouch is because they don't want Celeste to roll away from you, but the way you make Celeste not roll away from you is by getting her between the edge and you. As long as her back is to the ledge, she can't roll away. So that's how you do it. 8A. Listen, okay, we got to talk about something else here. This is important, so please listen up. I know I have mentioned this before, but some of you are still posting cringe on the Medj timeline, and we gotta stop. Okay? Don't do this sidestep. If I see someone do this sidestep and they mess it up, and I know they've watched this video, I will make fun of you relentlessly. So don't do it, okay? This is your warning. Your first and only warning. Anyways. 8B. Little bit of Medj trivia here. If you jump onto a platform that is higher or lower than you, and you don't coil, you're going to lose more speed than if you had coiled. So ideally here, you're going to do 2 coil jumps, like this, instead of doing this. If I don't coil, I lose more speed, and it's inconsistent. I'm pretty sure it's frame rate dependent. Like sometimes you will be at full speed if you don't coil, but you'll pretty much always be at full speed if you do coil. So just do 2 coil jumps. It feels much better to do it, trust me. Like even small height differences, like jumping onto these wires, if you coil onto them, you'll save more speed. Again, it's probably frame rate dependent. Like if you're on solid ground like this, not coiling, I think, tends to be a little bit more consistent, but it's... yeah. Anyways, that's just a small thing. But it makes 8B feel a lot better for sure. 2 things in Atrium here. When you're doing Ventrium, and you climb up here, I guess I'll do it the way that people tend to do it, like that. Some people shuffle to the right first to have a little bit more room for their sidestep. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's no need to either. Your speed isn't important here. You don't need to even get like a perfect sidestep or anything. In fact, you don't even have to sidestep at all. Like I said, your speed doesn't matter here, but yeah, just a very small inefficiency you can clean up. Also, at the top of Atrium here, this kind of depends on how you're doing Ventrium. If you're doing the wall boosts, that's cool. I don't have any advice for you. But most people aren't doing the wall boosts because they are spooky, scary skeletons, and you're gonna die, probably, if you do them. And, assuming you're not doing the wall boosts, and you're going this way, and you're doing bunny hops, and you get inside this pole, you're gonna be looking in this direction. What most people do is they turn here, and they walk forward for a second, and they jump, and that's cool. But it's a little bit easier to just look right here at the right edge of this orange advertisement in the distance, hold left for a second, and then sidestep. And that will get you the checkpoint all the same. And let's see, 9A. Let's see. Oh. Heki's method, I think it's Heki's method of doing this, is just superior, in my opinion. It's much easier than trying to do the wall boost thing. I mean, if you've been doing your wall... like, I used to do this, too. And, you know, it is totally possible to get super consistent at this. And it's like 0.2 seconds faster or whatever. If you want to do it in ILs, by all means. But if you're doing it in full game runs, I would highly recommend just doing this. It's so much less nerve-wracking. Oops. I'm also used to doing it with the speed, but... come on now. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you practice this method for like a few minutes, you'll start to see how much easier it is. Honestly, it's quite a bit easier. And I was doing it just for demonstration with no speed, but you obviously don't stop when you do it in full game runs. Let's see, 9C. For beverage, what most people do still, I don't know if it's most people, it's probably 50-50 nowadays, but we used to do like some turnaround thing where you like clip out of bounds that way. It's fine to do that, but it's just objectively easier to hold S instead of turning around. All you're doing is you're replacing the 180 turn with holding S or holding back. And by objectively easier, I really do mean objectively easier. It's the same skip. You're doing everything the same. And all it's doing is you're getting your backwards momentum by holding backwards instead of holding forwards and turning around. You know, ultimately it's the same thing. It's just less inputs. You don't have to worry about mouse movement instead of having to worry about mouse movement. Like, I don't know why you would want to do extra inputs. I get it if you've learned Bev one way. Sure, you may just be more comfortable with, you know, the turnaround. That's cool, but, you know, in the future, especially if, like, we're teaching new players how to do this stuff, if new players are trying to learn strats, definitely learn backwards Bev, because it's, yeah. If we had been doing things in, like, 2009 and learning this from the very beginning, we would all be doing backwards Bev now. One more small thing in checkpoint E. When you're climbing up here... God, I haven't done this in a while. How do you do this? Someone help. Go away, guards. I need my time. So, you can climb over and then, like, jump at the wall, and this is fine. But it's better to press yourself up against the wall by holding left, look, like, just a little bit to the left, and strafe onto the wall. So, if you need to look at my inputs when I'm doing that, that's cool. What I'm doing is I'm going to jump, I'm going to hold forward the whole time, and I'm just going to tap left for like half a second when I'm in midair. And that's going to give me just a little bit of extra... I don't even know if you have to do that. You might just be able to hold forward. You could if you wanted to, but I think it's a little bit safer to just tap left for a second. And then, oh, whoops. And then you're going to be on the wall. And the nice thing about this is, since you're on the right side, you're not looking at a wall that's invisible. You can actually see the wall. And it's faster. And I guarantee you that this is another thing, if you just practice it for like a few minutes, it will seem a lot less risky than going over the wall first. It's definitely just a superior method, and it's faster, so... Another one of those things that would have made sense to start doing from the beginning. I think I forgot a strat, actually. I've forgotten 3D. If I've already talked about this, I'll edit it out, but I don't think I did. So there's 3 strats that people do in Chapter 3, 3D. There is the out of bounds, there is the sliding wall climb, and there is Crane's kick glitch, all of which are fine. But unlike Chapter 2 Storm Drains routes, where you have left and right side, this is kind of the same, where you have left and right side. However, the 2, like, quote-unquote easier methods of doing sliding wall climb and out of bounds are the same speed in this case. Whereas in the Storm Drains route, the right side is just faster than doing the hidden springboard on the left. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with one scone if you're going to the left here, whereas in Storm Drains you're learning 2 different routes for 2 different purposes. So I would pretty much always recommend people go left side from now on, because it's also more forgiving too. I know this kick glitch over here isn't too bad, like it's not actually a hard kick glitch or anything, but new players mess it up all the time, and it's super punishing if you die. Or here, even if you found the sliding wall climb harder, if you die, like, you're just getting the checkpoint and you're going back. So, it's no big deal. Another thing I'll just quickly mention, you know, I don't really want to do tutorials for everything, but, and I know BBGN has a great tutorial on this, and I think other people do too. But something that really made this easy for me, and, you know, I'm a glitchless idiot, so if I can do this, you can do this. There's a very specific lineup that I'm looking for. I've lost a lot of speed there, whoops. But, this might get it. I don't know the speed for Crane's requirement. Okay, no, I didn't get it. I lost too much speed. But if you look at the edge of this building, and you look at the underside of this vent that you're next to, you can sort of see the ground between the supports of this vent. And right when the edge of this building and the underside of this vent connect as you're walking up, Like I'm looking at them through the supports right here. When they're right about to connect, like right there, that's when I jump. When you can no longer see the ground through those supports, and they're connected, the underside of this and the edge of this building, that's when you jump. That's my visual cue. And I don't know if it's been stated exactly in that way, but for me it makes it very easy. Oops, I didn't have reaction time. I don't think I got speed. Well, that's awkward. Okay, pretend that I had gotten Crane's Kick Glitch there. Okay, just pretend that I got it there, too. Okay, I got it. See? First try. This makes it much easier. Okay, trust me, it's a good lineup. Alright, thanks for watching.